So since I filmed my first natural hair tutorial, it's been about 6 or 7 months, and since then my hair regimen and obviously my haircut has changed just a little. So I wanted to give you all an updated version of my hair regimen, daily hair regimen, so that way you can see how I refresh my curls day to day. So as you can see right now, they are a little flat, just a little bit. My hair is not smooth in the back at all, on the sides. I haven't brushed it or anything. This is just what it looks like when I just wake up and take off my bonnet. First thing I do to revitalize my curls and my hair in the morning is to moisturize it a little bit. I used to use water with a little bit of conditioner in it, but after I discovered that the spray that I used to use for my braids really moisturizes my hair, I switched to this. So this is the Stay Soft Fro hair and scalp spray comb out conditioner with lanolin. This by far does the best job at moisturizing my hair and it's staying moisturized, especially when my hair is blonde. Obviously bleached hair gets very dry and brittle. This has been a lifesaver. So you can get this from any beauty supply that I've ever been to, at Walmart probably. And it's $5.99, this one was. So in the mornings, I literally just spray my curls, spray my entire head a little bit with it to re-moisturize it. And that really helps because the moisture really gets locked in with that stuff, as opposed to just using water, which water is definitely still a good option, but this really helps. So already, as soon as I spray that in, my hair starts to feel immediately better after a night of sleeping on it and it getting a little bit dried out. So right after that, I use my trusted Cantu coconut curling cream, my favorite natural hair product from when I had longer hair to my shorter curly hair to this. This is still my favorite product, Cantu coconut curling cream, that you can get pretty much anywhere too. So I don't take much. I literally just take this much every day. So a jar like that can last me forever. And I just put it in my hair to reactivate those curls just a little bit. I don't douse my hair with it like I do it when I first wash it to activate those curls. I just put a little bit in it to lock in that moisture on another level. So I just put that in, nothing fancy there. And then something that has changed from my last video too is now, in an effort to kind of maintain my curls so they won't get as frizzy throughout the day, throughout the week, but between washes, I started using the Smooth and Shine Curled Up Curl Activating Mousse. And this one has jojoba oil, but you don't have to. I've used it without the jojoba oil and it's fine. So this is what I have determined really keeps these curls intact. So this, if I don't use the mousse, you see how it looks after I just woke up, it's still pretty curly. This is a result of the mousse specifically, because when I don't use the mousse, these curls loosen up quite a bit throughout the day and definitely overnight. So if you use this mousse, it can definitely help secure those curls for a longer period of time. I don't use much. I just put on a little. Obviously, without much hair on my head, I don't need to do much. So I just put that a little bit on the top like this. And when I say it will hold those curls right intact, I mean you will be good to go without even really manipulating your hair a lot. So similar to my other video, I still like to go in and kind of retwist some of the curls that may be a little looser, or that lost a little bit of definition. I still like to go in and twist those just to provide a little definition, but I usually don't even have to, because the mousse does such a good job at defining my curls and holding my curls throughout the day and throughout the night. So I just do a little bit of that, but I don't have to do much. But obviously, the looser they are, the less defined they are after you sleep on them that night, if you combed them out or something, you'll have to do more of this little twisting technique. So for the sides and the back, to kind of slick those down some, I used to use wave grease, Murray's, whatever you want to use. I used to use wave grease, but the issue with wave grease is that over time the buildup is intense. The buildup is way too intense with wave grease. I would get to scratching my head and I would have so much oil under my nails, it almost would disgust me. So I stopped using wave grease for the most part, unless I'm literally trying to get waves. So what I do just to lay this down a little more is I just use my Echo Style gel, the coconut oil kind, because this is the kind that I've discovered has the least build up, the least flakiness. It's rather moisturizing in and of itself. So I just take a little bit of that, just a little bit, and I just slick down my sides and my back. I just slick it down a little bit, and I go in with my soft bristled brush, and I just brush that down. Nothing too fancy, really. It's whatever. So on a regular day, for the most part, I would brush my hair down and just kind of go on about my day just like this. But when I really want it to hold a little better, especially if I'm going to work out or something that day, I like to tie a scarf around it. Today is not one of those days, but I would tie a scarf around just like the perimeter of it, making sure not to squish my curls. I would tie my scarf around. Because my hair is so short, it'll be dry and set in like 5 minutes. So I would tie my scarf around and call it a day. And what I really love about short hair, and why I cut off my hair pretty much around the perimeter and just left some hair up here, is because when it's like this, even if it gets a little rough, even if it's not perfectly laid down, it still looks okay. So even when I showed you the beginning of this video where I had slept on it without it being tied down, that's after I worked out yesterday, like everything, it still didn't look that bad. So that's what I really love about having a more tapered look, where my hair isn't long at all on the sides and the back. I can sleep on my sides without worrying about smushing anything. I can sleep on my back without worrying about smushing. And I really love that. And you see that my refreshing process, which is basically what I do right after I wash it too, took 4 minutes, 3 minutes, like no time at all. And that's something that I didn't necessarily get when I had the short curly hair all around. I had to worry about smushing it. I had to twist all around my head to make sure those curls were defined. I don't have that issue right now. And so I just recommend, if you do want to cut your hair off and you're like me, you're cutting it off because you hate doing hair, then I would recommend that you have a cut that along the perimeters, you don't have curls. Because as long as you have hair that's long enough to curl up, you'll have to maintain it. You'll have to consistently go in and make sure those curls are defined, and you can't sleep all around without having to worry about it. So if you're like me and you don't want to do hair, you have to cut that low enough to where it kind of just lays down easily, or it doesn't even need to be laid down because it's so short. Right now, this is a little bit longer than what I usually have it, so that's why I had to lay it down. But when I usually have a fresh cut, I don't have to even touch it in the morning on the sides. So that's really all I do. If you want to know